What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the Leftovers podcast. I'm Joe.
I'm Charlie.
And we've got a good one today. We've got a lot to talk about.
A lot to cover.
A lot to cover. We've got Champions League. We've got finally the SNYDER Cut. We've got Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It's going to be a good episode.
Boom.
It's going to be a good episode. Let's start.
And we've got a few other things to cover, but that is the main priority.
Those are the big ones. Those are the big juicy ones. So let's start off with the Champions League. We had obviously the results. We had Man City, Mönchengladbach, and we had Real Madrid, Atalanta
on the Tuesday.
We were kind of expecting what we expected, which was a good.
We got.
Yeah. Wait, did I say we kind of expected what we expected?
Yeah, you did. I was waiting for you to correct yourself, but
my bad. We kind of expected what we got, which was obviously Man City and Real Madrid winning. But yeah, I think we kind of expected that, like we said. Was
that the game that Aguero came off and Bessie said? Apparently, he said that they just don't pass to me. Remember that got flown around. I can't remember. He said it to someone.
Who?
Have you seen it? It might have been on Sport Bible, but as Aguero came off the pitch, he was caught saying to like a staff member or Pep or someone or another player that's just saying like they don't pass to me. I think it was on Sport Bible. I'll try and find it for you later, but I don't know.
I didn't know about that. This is the first I've heard of it, so that's interesting.
Yeah, because they made a post about it. I'll try and find the quote, but yeah, it was. I thought it was a weird one. Maybe I think this will be his last season.
Well, he's out of contract at the end of the season, so he probably will leave.
He'll probably, I don't know, go to Boca Juniors or something.
Yeah, he always said he wanted to go back. He always said he wanted to go back to Argentina, didn't he? Before he retired.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe that's the case. But yeah, Real Madrid as well beating Atalanta. We expected a close game with that. But yeah, Real Madrid were just the better side on that night. And are through. And the other two, the Wednesday night, we had Chelsea, Atletico, and it was Bayern, Lazio. Bayern, Lazio was already done and dusted in the first leg, so that didn't really matter. It was more the Chelsea, Atletico game, and
very good game.
And I thought Atletico were going to come out and do well. They did the complete opposite. They were absolute trash. But yeah, Chelsea
tried doing the same, didn't they?
Yeah, and I just don't get that. Like, it's not all about. It's not all about.
It's Simone, mate. It's his way. It's playing football.
Yeah, but like it just shows that it doesn't work.
That's just the best that La Liga has to offer. Have you seen like what was it? There was a post come out and saying this season Premier League and the Liga have faced each other 11 times, and it's 11-0 to the Premier League.
That's brilliant. That is brilliant. Yeah, Chelsea won 2-0. Savage got a red card. Did you see the red card? Do you think it was a red card?
Oh yes, I did see the red. I did see
Rudiger.
Yeah, that's when he elbowed him, wasn't it? No, it wasn't a red card.
It was not a red card because Rudiger honestly acted like he was shot. I'm not gonna lie. I'm surprised he's not been nominated. I'm surprised. I'm surprised he's not been nominated for an Oscar. Honestly, like he made the most of it, definitely.
But it did work out in the end. I mean,
it did work. They did get a red. To be fair,
they checked. They checked it on VAR, didn't they?
Yeah, It would have been checked on VAR, but it's an elbow. I get that, but in terms of
it was soft, mate.
It was very soft. Like
it couldn't knock over a pack of dominoes.
Because I wasn't really paying attention, and then all of a sudden I just see there's a red card. I'm like, oh my god, what happened? And I see the replays, and I'm like, are you actually serious?
You shouldn't have elbowed him, but I would have given him a yellow card.
Yellow card, but it's not a red. Come on, the game's done if that's the red, honestly. But then the game is done because it was a red. But you know what I mean.
But did you see that the guy, Super 6? Did you hear that big news in Super 6 where you predict 6 exact scores? I did very well that round. I got 4 exact right and 1 correct result. I got 22 points. But this guy got 27 points, and and basically he predicted every single score right, and those all finished. And then Chelsea, Atletico.
Don't tell me he predicted 1-0 and then they
predicted 1-0 and then he brought on Emerson and he scored in the last minute. There was
no.
they made it into live as well, like because Jeff was like, oh my god, he's gonna win, he's gonna win. All his team around him was like, this guy's about to win 250 grand, and then I can't remember his name, but he was like, they're on their counter, please don't say their score here, and he just stops and he just looks at the monitor and just goes, they scored.
Oh no.
And then he just goes, I can't believe it, I'm so sorry for the guy, he's just lost 250 grand.
No.
He probably gets
Oh,
a grand
no.
though for the next best thing, but he lost 250.
Oh yeah, that
I'm
makes
so
up
mad
for it.
for
Yeah. We feel bad for you losing 250 grand, but here's 1 grand.
I mean, I would take it better than nothing, but Jesus, he must feel so bad.
Not when,
Emerson, mate.
Charlie, not when you were a minute away from winning 250 grand. I'm sorry, you can't say, yeah, I'll take a
Don't
grand.
get me wrong, you feel bad, but you're not going to feel in that moment, oh, I won a grand. You're going to feel like I've lost 250, but
Yeah.
But at the
Oh,
same time,
man.
like, oh, mate, he must feel absolutely devastated. Similar thing happened to that
no.
last year. I think it was like they bitted on scum, and like obviously that's Southampton. They scored a penalty in like one of the dying moments of the game, and they cost them 250 grand. It was similar to that, but this I feel so bad for him, and they're all joking about. Imagine if he was a Chelsea fan.
Yeah, how would you feel? Bittersweet, bittersweet. Like, yeah, we're through to the next round, but
We're
I've
through
just
anyway. We're 1-0 up.
Yeah,
You
no,
do that, Emerson.
I know, exactly. God's sake, this is why I want you sold, mate.
Exactly. But mixed emotions there. But I would have just felt gutted regardless if I was a Chelsea fan or not. But I feel bad for the geezer. But it could have been a woman, but I think it was a guy.
Yeah, but no,
very, very sorry for him.
But like we said, Chelsea were through, and that meant the final 8 were Bayern, Dortmund, Chelsea, Liverpool, City, PSG, Porto, and Real Madrid. And Charlie and I were actually in a Discord together when we were watching the draw. Charlie was a bit ahead of me, so
just a little bit. So I had to not spoil it.
Yeah,
I think it's like when I watched it on phones because my Xbox had to do an update. I turned it on. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" So I had to watch on my phone. But I think phones are a little bit ahead of like TVs.
Probably. But no. So we had the draw. So we saw the quarterfinals. Then we saw the potentials of the semi-final and the finals. So let's go through them now. So we have the first one: Man City versus Dortmund. Dortmund. Why did I say that? Sounds so weird. Dortmund. So Man City versus
Erling Haaland.
Haaland.
Is a rumoured potential club is going to get, and Sancho.
Sancho to his former club as well. That's going to be an interesting tie.
Do fancy City in that one, but you never.
You
definitely seem to find a way to bottle it.
No. I said this. I think in the last podcast. I would have taken Dortmund just because of their defense.
I would.
But
it's not the best. Going forward, they're lethal.
Yeah. Haaland, you just can't stop Haaland really.
Attack win your game, defense win your titles.
Exactly, but it'll be interesting. This would actually be an interesting tie because I'm intrigued to see how Haaland does against a team of this caliber. Because we've only really seen him play against Bayern as a big team, I'd say. For Dortmund, I mean. Obviously he played against Liverpool last season for Salzburg, but no, it will be an interesting tie. Like you said, I think City have got this. I just think overall I just dropped my pen. Overall, they're just great quality. As much as it hurts for me to say that as a Liverpool fan, but yeah,
you've got your own game to worry about, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, I think that it should be a City win, but I think it'll be close. I think it'll be closer than people think. I think people are like, "Oh, Man City are going to walk through them." I think it'll be a bit closer than people think.
City are playing at home first, right?
Yeah. So it'll be Man City, Dortmund first, and then it'll be Dortmund at home in the second leg. And then probably the more we said this last time, but the more easier one to predict: Porto versus Chelsea.
Chelsea playing very well, obviously.
Chelsea playing well, but Porto did very well against Juventus. Porto did very well against Juventus. I think they're a dark horse in this.
I think Porto with the back six they play, they seem very defensive.
I think because Porto are home first, I think they'll do well. I think it'll be either a 0-0 draw or 1-1 draw, and then they'll just get there, and then Chelsea will just wipe them in the second leg. I think that's what's going to happen.
I think Porto will play it because Chelsea. Chelsea are.
Chelsea are away in the first leg.
They're away, so Porto. I feel like they will go for a goal or two in the leg because they know. I think they're. Well, actually, no. I feel like because they're at home first, they'll just play quite defensive to because as long as Chelsea don't score, they've got a good chance.
I'm not gonna lie. I think
Because you don't want Chelsea to score an away goal in that match.
that's literally what I've said. That's
Yeah,
literally
but
what I just said.
I'm just saying like because Porto like against Juve it was a back six and Pepe was unbelievable.
That was in the
And I
second
just
leg, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, but they kind of did it back six towards the end of the first leg just so.
Well, why
Juve
wouldn't they?
can-
They're 2-1 up. Of course they're gonna do it.
I know, but like a back six, and they were like, boom. They were like, I don't know. Pepe was just, it was brilliant. It was
Oh,
like
yeah,
as a
Pepe was
captain's
brilliant.
captain, regardless he was 38. He's just immense, both legs, but especially the second one. But I feel like not Chelsea. I think Porto will go with like a strong like defensive side in the first leg and just try and prevent Chelsea from scoring. And then if they can get a goal at Chelsea, then it's an away goal, and then they've always got a good chance of going.
Yeah,
through.
I
I think
think,
that'll be that.
like I said, I think they'll be. I agree with you. They'll be quite defensive in the first leg, and I think it'll end at 0-0, maybe 1-0. But I think Chelsea in the second leg at home, they'll just wipe them clean and they'll get 3 or 4 goals.
The thing is about Tuchel's football that I like is that he's not just one of those managers like Ollie with Man United. He can only the reason why he can beat like teams like Pep Guardiola's City is because City actually they actually attack Man United, and if Man United win the ball back, they can with the force they've got up front, they can just counter them. When they're against someone like a West Brom or something where I think they got a draw or something earlier in the season, it's because. Yeah, like West Brom aren't going to come at United, are they? So they sit back, and it's very hard. United find it very hard to break down teams that sit back. Whereas Tuchel's team, like he's trying to like implement that in Chelsea's way in play, where he can actually break down teams that sit back. That's what he did against Atletico. He broke them down. Obviously, they scored on the counter attack, but that was because like Atletico were pressuring them. But
because Kante's a beast. Sorry,
Kante is. Don't get me wrong, Kante is unbelievable.
Kante was immense.
Yeah, I mean, Tuchel loves Kante.
But I will say this. I will say this. He's had one good game. Let's not get overhyped, right? Let's not be like Kante's back at his best. It's one game.
I think he's never actually had like a bad season. He's just had better seasons than others.
Yeah. I don't think he's had a bad season. I think there's just been games where he hasn't been as good as he could be. Yeah, no, I'm not saying anything like that.
Yeah.
But like
in the big games, it turns out.
Yeah. But like it's just one. It's like one game, and all of a sudden he's like Kante's back. It's like calm down. Let's not get over. Let's not go.
But
dramatic about it.
I think it's a very relaxed sound. I can't see Tuchel dropping him anytime soon.
No.
But and then obviously, do you see like Thiago Silva and Mason Mount and Jorginho will just celebrating?
Yeah. Well,
Thiago Silva was just like, drive with the ball. I don't know. He was just like becoming some like co-manager up in the stands. I loved it. But I think they're talking about him giving him a contract extension for just another year.
Yeah.
But I just to add like a Mason Mount or a Thiago Silva, Thiago Silva's definitely going to play. I think he'll be back soon, but I think he's definitely going to play alongside because Rudiger and Zuma, my God, they were wall in that game. They were unbelievable. Just
until we got elbowed.
Bullied them. Yeah, there's that as well. But he
that wall came crumbling down very quickly.
Yeah. I didn't really get Atletico. They just really like nullified like Atletico's attack. Like I think João Felix had like 1 or 2 chances. Like that was it. Like there was one chance he should have scored. There was a penalty as well, which arguably should have. Would you think it was a penalty? After Spilicueta's pullback, I think it was a penalty in today's circumstances.
Yeah, in today's circumstances, I would, because there is contact.
10 years ago,
he did pull him back and whatnot. So
yeah, in the Prem, that's a pen all day long.
You could definitely argue that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think let's move on because we've got other stuff to talk about. But
we've got Bayern PSG.
Bayern PSG, the third one, Bayern versus PSG, the repeat of the final from last year. So one of them's going to get knocked out. Most likely PSG, but one of them's going to get knocked out.
I'd like to see Paris Saint-Germain beat Bayern just to get a bit of revenge on them.
That would be good, and it would make things interesting in the rest of the Champions League. But Bayern are just too good. I feel like
City will beat Dortmund, Chelsea will beat Porto, but Bayern, I think it'll be good against Paris Saint-Germain. I think Paris Saint-Germain put up a good fight.
Yeah,
but I think
Bayern's
at home first.
Yeah. I was about to say that. Yeah. So I think what will happen is Bayern will win 2-0. PSG will get a goal back. No. PSG will level it up.
I think
2-0
they'll
in
win.
The second
I think
leg.
they'll both win their games at home at their own grounds, but Bayern will
I
win
agree.
by more.
I agree. I think it's going to be 2-0 to Bayern in the first leg, and then 3-1 to PSG in the second.
Okay.
I think that's how it will work. I think it'll be 2-0 to PSG.
They could have the same scoreline, but Bayern go for on away goals.
Yeah. Bayern will go for an away goals. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a close tie because obviously you got hopefully Neymar actually isn't too busy off party and he actually gets on the pitch, but like you could have Neymar, Mbappe, Di Maria, Cardi, like they could do some serious damage. Just like you got Kimmich, who just runs right in the midfield. He can play right back as well, as we know, and he's just an all rounder, isn't he? Like he's a bit like Grealish, isn't he? He can play multiple positions, like João Cancelo as well.
Don't think Grealish can play right back, but okay.
Oh, not in terms of right back, but in terms of like multiple positions. Like he can play in the midfield, he can
Versatile.
go on the wing.
But yeah, I think Bayern will beat them, but yeah, like you said, it'll be quite close actually. Especially since it's over 2 legs as well. PSG have a better chance, but yeah, I think
I would like to have Paris Saint-Germain beat Bayern, but I think Bayern will beat Paris Saint-Germain. And then the last leg,
Real
last tie
Madrid versus my boys in red, Liverpool. Revenge for Kiev. Come on, let's have it. Mo Salah, break Ramos' shoulder. Oh, no, just break his legs and score Weldy. That's all I want. And then that will win us the time.
You don't want Ramos competing what happened a couple of years ago.
Exactly. That's what I mean. Revenge for Kiev. But yeah, Real Madrid, Liverpool. We're away in the first leg, so it'd be nice if we could score a goal.
Yeah, if you get
Actually,
an away goal,
you know what? I'm more confident of being away than I am at home. So, come on, boys.
You always want to play away first. I think that's what people say. You play away first because if you play at home second, you know that you just you need to defend if you've scored an away goal.
It's also if you are losing, you're at home, so you have and it's different as well because obviously there's no crowds. But if there was a crowd, that would help as well. But obviously there's no crowds at the moment. But no, I think it'll be tight. Just because we haven't got a great defence.
I can't see it being a high-scoring tie. I just think you might just get both games a 1-0 win or something. But with your shaky defence, I can see Madrid at least scoring.
I think it'll be 1-0 in the first leg, and then we'll probably get a 1-0 win or something. Or it'll be like 1-0 in both legs.
Yeah, I fancy
that don't work. So then they have to go to extra time.
Yeah,
it'll be 2-1 to us in this first leg, and then it'll be a 1-0 draw.
Yeah, we'll see. But I do fancy Liverpool to go through. But City, Chelsea, Bayern, and Liverpool, they're basically our picks. We can agree on that. We'll go through.
So it'll be City, Chelsea, Bayern, and Liverpool. But basically, what it'll be is it'll be
quarterfinal 1 against
quarterfinal 1 against quarterfinal 3, and then quarterfinal 2 against quarterfinal 4.
Yeah.
And then whoever wins the semi-final of
Bayern, won't it?
Yeah. So it'll be so it's Bayern or PSG.
Our predictions are correct.
So it'll be Bayern versus PSG. Or let me start again. It'll be Bayern or PSG versus City or Dortmund, and then it'll be Real Madrid, Liverpool versus Porto or Chelsea. But judging by if we're going to predict this, we're saying it's Bayern, City, Liverpool, Chelsea.
Yeah.
And then, what do you think the final will be?
City, Chelsea.
I think it'll be Bayern, Liverpool.
Well, I know you're going to say Liverpool, but I can agree. I think both games are going to be very, very tough.
I think those are like
a couple of cracking games. I don't really want to see an English tie, but I think Chelsea Liverpool is going to be a hell of a 2-legger.
I'm just going to point this out as well. We did face Chelsea in the semi-final when the final was at Istanbul in 2005. I'm just saying. Is history going to repeat itself?
Different time. That's irrelevant.
Is history going to repeat itself? Absolutely, it is. Liverpool confirmed champions of right here, right now.
I'm sorry, but if in the final you've got to play City or Bayern, and I can see both of them smashing.
Nah. We got the pace, bro.
I think
Salah and Mane
will be
pace.
City. Yeah, but your defense is crap.
Who cares?
What do you mean? Who cares? We've been talking about defence.
Nat Phillips is going to back
pocket
Lewandowski. What are you on about? Look at him and his big noggin.
I think
Oosh.
City will beat Bayern over 2 legs if they play each other, and I think Chelsea will beat
I mean, that is how it will
City.
work, Charlie. I do agree with you. That is how it will work if they do get to the final. I do believe you on that. They will beat Bayern over 2 legs. I do believe you on that if they will make the final.
What? I'm just saying, City.
The way you worded it, it was like, yeah, City will make the final if they beat Bayern over 2. Like, yeah, obviously that's how it's meant to work.
What I said.
You were like, but
I'm just saying
Man
that City will
beat Bayern
over 2. I was
legs.
saying City over 2
like,
legs.
yes.
I fancy them to beat Bayern.
Wow. That's what I mean. Like, because it's like, well, if they do beat them on over 2 legs, then yeah, I would fancy them as well. Like, of course.
No, I'm saying like City. I fancy City to beat Bayern over 2 legs. Not to get to
you worded it differently, which didn't make sense to me. But okay, fine, whatever. I
thought that's what I said.
The way you worded it first made it sound weird, but okay. Anyway,
over 2 legs, I fancy
Man City.
Man City and Chelsea
to
go through. And then City-Chelsea final. You always would say City, but I would actually like Chelsea to win the Champions League this year. That would be nice to see.
In before it's going to be a Dortmund-Porto final. But anyway. Okay, so our predictions is for the quarterfinals.
Imagine that.
So just to reiterate, the quarterfinal predictions are City, Chelsea, Bayern, Liverpool. The semi-final predictions, if our predictions are correct, will be then City to beat Bayern and. Well, I don't know. We have to come to agreement because
you think City will beat Bayern as well?
No. You think Bayern. You think City will beat Bayern, and you think Chelsea will beat. I think the opposite. I think Bayern will beat Man City and Liverpool will beat Chelsea.
Okay.
Okay. So
do you think they'll be at the final? Do you think there'll be a crowd?
Yes, I don't think it'll be a full stadium, but I think there will be a crowd.
I think there'll be a crowd. I think there should be.
There should be, yeah. I don't think it'll be a full crowd. I think there will be definitely a crowd. It'll be like 15,000, 20,000 fans.
Right, we've covered a lot on this. We need to talk about Europa League quickly.
Okay, yeah. Let's quickly brush past Europa League. Let's only talk about a couple of fixtures because we don't need to go through them all. But let's talk about the main one: Tottenham bottling. Tottenham bottling it again. They were 2-0 up in the first leg.
Is Jose Mourinho gone? Did you sack him?
No.
I think I'll give him to the end of the season, and if they get top 4, keep him.
Are they still in the FA Cup?
I think so. They still obviously got the Carabao Cup final.
Let me just double check. No, they got knocked out by Everton, didn't they?
Oh yeah, well I don't really follow that stuff.
Oh yeah, they got knocked out by Everton. Yeah, because they got
Carabao Cup.
No, so it was like a high-scoring game, wasn't it? Because it was back and forth.
So they can win this, so they can win the Carabao Cup this season and get top 4 in the Premier League. That's all their focus is really for the rest of the season.
Yeah, but I think they won't sack him just because it'll be hella expensive.
If they win the Carabao Cup and get top 4, don't sack him. If they bottle the Carabao Cup against City and they don't get top 4, sack him.
Yeah, but yeah, Spurs bottled it again. Dynamo Zagreb beating them 3-0.
That was embarrassing. It was a hat trick as well. That guy,
Orsic.
Oh my god, Orsic. There wasn't like tap-ins or penalties. They were like proper good goals.
Yeah. They were well worked or well finished. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And Man United beating AC Milan.
Yeah. Pogba came on 3 minutes. Boom.
I backed Milan, and they screwed me over. But yeah.
See what Zlatan said in his post-match interview with BT. He said the guy asked him, "Is this a better Man United team than what you played with?" And he said, "Yes, this is a better team, but I won trophies with my team. This team needs to win trophies."
They're gonna go on and win the Europa League now. After now he said that.
I think United. Do you think we could see an in 2019 when it was an all English Europa League final and Champions League final? Do you think we'll get the same this year?
Possible.
Arsenal versus Man United and City versus Liverpool, Chelsea.
It is possible, and looking at the Europa League, there is a likelihood that it will end up in United Arsenal. In terms of the Champions League, it's down to it's down to Bayern PSG.
Liverpool or Chelsea, I fancy at least one of them will be in the Champions League final.
Obviously, if we beat Real Madrid and they beat Porto, then it's a guarantee that one English Cup's going to be in the final.
Yeah, but it's just whether they can get through that.
It's whether or not they can get through that. Yeah, but I think
it's City on the other side. You're kind of relying on them to beat.
Yeah, it's City that we have to rely on. And I'm not saying they won't
get past Dortmund.
They'll get past Dortmund,
PSG
I think.
Or Bayern.
But it's PSG or Bayern, depending on who wins that.
Yeah,
that will.
You have a good chance. Like if I'm a betting man, I might, chuck a few quid on there if it was a good odds for seeing an all English finals again. But Premier League dominance. But I'm not putting. I'm not like betting on it in terms of. I think it's definitely going to happen, but there's a good chance.
Yeah. But let's talk about the draw for the Europa League.
Yep.
So we have Granada versus Man United.
United going through.
I think that's an easy United win. Let's not beat around the bush. Arsenal versus Slavia Prague. This is an interesting one.
Yeah.
Because Slavia Prague have beaten Leicester and Rangers. So that is an interesting one. Arsenal do have the home leg first. So I think that second leg is going to be very interesting.
I still fancy Arsenal, but
Arsenal, but I think it'll be close.
Slavia Prague, mate. Yeah,
I still think it'll be close. Ajax Roma. I think that one will be an interesting game in terms of just because it's a 50-50, I'd say.
Yeah, I like to see Ajax go through, but I think
Roma. I like to see Roma go through, but I think it will be Roma. Because it'll be interesting. Because it'll be like Mkhitaryan up against his former club, Smalling up against his former club, But then you could do if it's Ajax, and you could do Donny van der Beek against his former club, but it won't be because he won't play. But anyway, and then the final one, which should have been Tottenham versus Villarreal, but it's Dynamo Zagreb versus Villarreal. I mean that's another toss-up, isn't it? Really, it could be either or.
Yeah.
But we then after that it will be either Granada or United, most likely United, against Ajax or Roma, and then it'll be Zagreb or Villarreal versus Arsenal or Prague.
Arsenal got a good route to the final.
Arsenal definitely have an easier road, I'd say, than United. On paper, anyway. But this does look more likely to be an All English final, this one, and it will be interesting. And it would be an interesting final as well because, not in terms
George
of
DT and Troops versus Mark Goldbridge, the United Stand in the Europa League final. AFTV versus the United Stand. That'd be brilliant.
Oh my god, that'd be brilliant. Yeah. But yeah,
you just have I want to have Claude and Ty just come back just for that. That'd be brilliant. Yeah. I know Claude got kicked off for saying a racial slur, but come on. I mean, they said he needed medical help and shit. I mean, yes, he said something bad, but doesn't be banned, does he? He's been banned for over a year now. Just get him back on the thing. And Ty's in America, to be fair, but
no, it's not over a year. This happened.
He's been banned for quite.
It was after lockdown. When football came back, because it was in the North London Derby.
I think that they played. It was at the. I think
it was in the North London Derby. Yeah,
it was. He called. He said son something. It was.
Let's not talk about it. Let's not talk about it. Anyway,
but it'd be good to see that. Right, what we England squad now?
Well, I was about to ask, who do you think will win the Europa League?
Man United.
Okay, and who do you think? I don't think I asked you this. Who do you think will win the Champions League?
Manchester City.
I think Liverpool, but whatever. Okay.
You need to win it, put it that way.
No. We bloody do. Okay, like you said, let's talk about the England squad. Let me try and quickly get it up, just so we have a reference point to on it. Where is it? It should be here. Oh yeah, did you see as well? I want to quickly talk. Did you see what Joe Hart put on his Insta?
Nope.
After they lost 3-0, Joe Hart put a post of them losing 3-0 on his story, and he put "job done." What an idiot! Okay. England squad.
Yeah, well, I've got it here.
Oh, no, I've got it as well. Right, okay. So, there's a couple of inclusions that
There's people that have deservedly come in, and there's people that have
yeah
come in because of injuries.
yeah. So for example, Sam Johnson, he's the third goalkeeper for us because
He's only in
Pickford's
because
injured.
Pickford's injured. Yeah.
Who else was injured? There was somebody else that was injured, wasn't there?
What, in terms of goalies or in terms of the whole
Well,
squad?
just in terms of the whole squad, I think somebody else was injured as well.
Yeah, Jack Grealish,
Yeah,
Jordan
Jack Grealish,
Henderson,
Jordan Henderson,
Madison.
Mason Mount.
Um,
Oh no, Mason Mount is in there. Yeah, I'm bad. Don't worry about me. But yeah, I know what you mean.
yeah, it's mainly
yeah.
in midfield that's kind of injured.
Yeah. But there's, I think the majority of it we expected. You know, there's not. I'm not saying there's anyone here that. Well.
Oh yeah, and you got
only
Jadon
one.
Sancho as well was injured.
Oh yeah, there's no Jadon Sancho. I forgot about that.
There's quite a few injuries.
But I'd say the vast majority of this squad is deserved. Like I'd say they deserve it. The only one, or two that I'm a bit like, is Kieran Trippier, and part of me wants to say Jude Bellingham, but just because he's young and he hasn't really played much, I think, for Dortmund. But then
he's played quite a bit for them.
Okay, fair enough. But I don't really know. But I don't know. I don't know who else. The thing is with Jude Bellingham, I don't know who he would replace.
Would you have put Ollie Watkins in over like someone like Danny Ings or someone like that?
I think Danny Ings is injured at the moment, but
is Tammy Abraham injured? He is, isn't he?
I wouldn't have put Tammy Abraham in. That's for damn sure.
But I don't know. I like to. I don't know. We'll
Bamford.
See. Would you put? That's what I was about to say. Bamford. Would you put him in over Ollie Watkins? Well, we'll see how Ollie Watkins does. He might get a game against like a crappy San Marino, but
But yeah, I agree. But probably the most surprising one, or omission rather, is Trent.
Trent and Aaron Wan-Bissaka, they both should be in the squad ahead of Kieran Trippier, in my opinion.
But only one of them can go then if that's the case. So who would you have taken?
And Derek Dyer.
Oh yeah. We're talking about how Trent has had poor performances. Why the hell is Eric Dyer in there then?
It's probably because he's centre back, isn't he?
But we've got other centre backs.
Other squad. So how many centre backs? So we got Connor Cody, centre back, Harry Maguire, John Stones,
Eric Dyer, Tyrone Mings.
Yeah,
and Carl Walker potentially.
Yeah, I mean,
no, five.
Joe Gomez isn't going to be
5 centre backs.
Zero. Yeah, well, Joe Gomez isn't going to look like he's going to be fit enough, is he?
I don't think Joe Gomez is going to be fit enough. No.
No, but if he isn't, let's just say he isn't. If 4 or 5 centre backs you're going to most likely take to the Euros, obviously you're taking Maguire and Stones. Who else are you taking?
I'd say Cody.
Cody.
Who
else? Would you take Mings? Would you take
maybe
Keane? Keane's not in this squad, is he?
Keane's not in the squad. I probably would take Keane actually. Yeah.
Keane injured?
I don't know. If he isn't,
he should be in the squad. He's better than bloody Eric Dyer.
Oh, no, yeah. I would if it was Keane over Dyer, then fair enough. But it's Eric Dyer. That's what's peeing me off.
I would take if you took 4. Let's go 5 centre backs.
Okay.
Then I would probably let's do 4 because you probably need 4 wing backs as well, don't you? 4 centre backs.
Well, Carl Walker can play both technically, so
yeah,
you could just cheat with that.
Well, not including Carl Walker, so let's just do 4, not including Carl Walker. And Maguire, John Stones.
Yeah, that's 2.
Cody
and Keane. I'd say Cody
and Keane. I think Tyrone Mings just misses out. I think Eric Dyer's crap. He shouldn't be anywhere near the squad. People like Tarkowski is not even to think about. And then who else have you got? And then Carl Walker can obviously play. If he plays in the back 5, he can play right.
There's not really many other.
Yeah.
Obviously, if Joe Gomez wasn't injured, then
Joe Gomez would be in over like Keane or something, or like Connor Cody.
Probably Cody, yeah. But
but
no,
Maguire, Stones, Keane, and Cody should be the ones to go to the Euros.
But I think overall, I'm happy with the squad. Like the one that he's named at the moment, except for Trent, and Dyer. Everything else.
Do you think Jesse Lingard deserves to be in the squad?
No, I'm fine with that. I don't know if he'll make the Euros, but I'm fine with Jesse Lingard being in there. I think if it wasn't for I think if
Southgate did actually say on his press conference, he did say Jesse Lingard's only in because of injuries. He's literally said that word for word.
I was literally about to say, like, I was about to say, like, if Grealish...
He literally said, if Jack Grealish, James Maddison, James Maddison, Jordan Henderson, Jadon Sancho, if they were all fit, then Jesse Lingard would not be in the squad. But he said this has given a good opportunity of him, and we trust him with his quality he's been showing at West Ham.
I think, you know,
I don't think he'll be going to the Euros.
No,
if he does, it'll be a shocker. But...
Yeah, but he's done well. He's done well at West Ham, so I'm not surprised that he's in there, given the injuries.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't have put Dele Alli in there. In my opinion.
No, definitely not.
I mean, he's been picking up his form a little bit, but he's just not there, is he?
No, definitely not. No, he needs to play consistently. But that's a brief rundown on it. So let's move away from football. Let's talk about finally the long-awaited SNYDER Cup.
I've just seen that Joe Hart's post. It just came up on my most recent. It just said Joe Hart has apologised and says a member of his social media team is responsible for his controversial job done post following Tottenham's.
Put the blame on someone else, you little beep.
Well, to be fair, most players don't actually do that.
I know.
They kind of just go like, "I'm going to post this, Joe Hart. Is it okay with you?" And they go, "Yeah, fuck it."
It was probably like a one that was pre-made, like just put a job done, sorted. And
just assume we're going through.
Yeah, exactly. And it was awful. Yeah. Right, but anyway, like I said, let's talk about the long-awaited Justice League SNYDER Cut.
Yep.
It has.
Oh yeah.
It has been a long time coming. We have finally got it. Almost 4 hours of a movie, which is.
What did you watch it on? Did you watch it on Sky Movies or
I watched it on Sky.
I got I found it had a 7-day free trial on Now TV, so I just
I was about to say you bet just use that. I just used that. Yeah. Justice League SNYDER Cut. Let's get the obvious question out the way. Was it better than the original Justice League? I think it's an obvious answer.
Absolutely.
I was about to say exactly the same thing as well. I was going to be like, absolutely. Yes. So much better than the original. The original was so bad, and this one
very character
was
driven,
good.
Isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. This one was so much better. I think it would have been even better if we hadn't have seen the first one, because obviously we understood what the plot was going to be somewhat.
Well, this is basically a completely new film. It was 2.5 hours worth of new footage. It's
technically a new film, but you could still see like the resemblance in terms of the story in both films, and I felt like the fact that we knew how it all panned out in some way.
Yeah.
It would have made it a bit better if we didn't know that. But I'm not taking that away from how that it was good. But like you said, I think the character development in this film was so much better. I liked what they did with Cyborg. We actually got to see him so much more. I liked what they did with.
He was kind of like the heart of the movie, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was kind of like the soul of the movie. I really liked that. Because we'd never seen Cyborg before, and I felt like in the first one it was just like, here he is, but this time it was like, here he is, but an explanation. You know, it wasn't just like quick breeze over him. It was like more character development, like we said. I like what they did with Superman as well.
Yeah.
It wasn't
the mother boxes
because but like obviously in the original one it was just like, okay, in order to stop Steppenwolf we need to bring back Superman, and then they brought back Superman and all of a sudden he's back and he's like, don't worry guys, I've got this, and then just stops him. In this film it wasn't that. It was like, I'm gonna be there, but I'm not gonna steal the show, you know.
Yeah,
and
it wasn't just like the original Justice League was like, us five, we're just gonna beat a few like pawns, and we're gonna easily sprite wipe over them. As soon as we get into Steppenwolf, the Steppenwolf just completely wipes out the whole Justice League. Superman, they bring back Superman, and then the solution is bring back Superman. Superman just wipes Steppenwolf off the floor,
Yeah.
kills him. End of arc, end of story.
Yeah.
That was pretty crap. This one, we've got to see like how Superman, he kind of like was had to understand again a bit more like why they brought him back. And obviously, it wasn't just like I'm just going to come and join the team straight away. Bang! We got the black suit, which was amazing.
Oh yeah, brilliant. And also, I think also we got a bit more of a darker Superman as well. Hence the black suit. But like, it definitely seemed to be dark because he cut off his horn with well, we actually got a bit of a darker film overall because they cut off his bloody head at the end. Oh yeah, spoilers alert, by the way.
We probably should have said
we
that
definitely
first.
we definitely should have said that. I'm just like blabbing on it, like they cut off his horn, they cut off his head. Oh wait, whoops. But yeah,
Sorry about that, boys
yeah,
and
sorry
girls.
sorry about that. But yeah, I felt like that was good. They introduced finally as well Martian Manhunter.
Yes, they did. I think they brought him in quite well. When
it was
to be a bit like a scroll, really. Just know,
that I didn't that I didn't expect, and I genuinely went, oh my god! Like I genuinely went, oh my god, that actually happened. What the hell? So I quite like that bit. There was a bit of. I will say this because I have put this on my note. Superman versus Flash. So the bit where Superman's just been brought back and all the Justice League are going at him.
When he looks to the right or something. And
When it's Flash running and it's in slow mo, and then Superman's got like Aquaman, Wonder Woman, and Cyborg on him, and then he doesn't realize, and then his eyes move over to see Flash and whatnot, and they start fighting. There was a moment during that fight where it looked like they both were just gliding through the air, but it just looked so weird. Like it looked like it was like a glitch, and like they were just like. I don't know whether it was like the editing or whatnot, but it just looked very weird. And I saw it the first time I saw it, I was like, "Wait, what just happened?" I was like, "Wait, what? Why are they gliding in the air?" It was very weird. I'm not taking that away from anything, but like it just seemed, there was just a moment where I was like, "What?"
I think it was a time when like Superman was jumping whilst Flash was like running against the wall or something, wasn't it? I can't remember.
Yeah, I think it was something like that. It was something like that, and it was just like I'm just like, "What? Wait, what?"
We're so fast you can run on the air.
Yeah.
I think.
No, go on.
I think I'd like Batman for this. Where they kind of. I think they did well with Batman explained like you can clearly tell he's getting old. I think they did very well because in the last movie, obviously you didn't get to see that. Obviously, like the arsenal he's got in his locker. Like in this one, we got to see like the Bat tank and stuff like that, and obviously we got to see the crawler again and that, but. In my opinion, I think they did very, very well. Kind of like the fact that he is just all out using guns now. Like, and I think there's a scene later. Obviously, we understand obviously with the nightmare stuff, but we'll talk about that in a bit. But I think they did very, very well. I think there's some solid scenes with not just Batman, but as a whole, there's some good screenshots. You can tell Zack Snyder loves a bit of slow mo. But
honestly,
a lot of that in the film.
Honestly, I was like, just hurry up. Honestly, I just got to the point where I'm like, just don't care anymore. Yeah. Just speed
I'm
it up.
Because I watched like the CW like Flash, and there's literally no slow mo. It's literally just them with a close up of Flash just like running. This one just like, every time there's a close up, it's just slow.
No, I just want to point out. I just want to point out as well. Like every time Flash was meant to be going fast, it was a slow mo, and I'm like, that's the complete opposite of what Flash is meant to be.
Yeah, I think they just tried to like explain, like, cause I think what his way was trying to think of an audience perspective was if you want to like feel emotions towards the character, you need to understand what the character's feeling, what Flash and Barry Allen's trying.
Yeah,
to,
so like everything's normal.
So,
yeah, everything's.
If you do it so quickly,
going...
then you're just gonna like rush over the scene. Like I think they're trying to build something.
Yeah, but like at least like.
Don't do it that much.
Do it 50-50, you know? Like, don't do it constantly slow-mo. Like, it was literally like, I swear it took like a whole minute for him to run towards Superman before they actually started fighting. Like, it was just like, just hurry up.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It was that bit got dragged on a little bit, but I think the fight scenes were so much better.
Oh yeah,
much better choreographed.
So much better.
Steppenwolf's appearance was so much better than the original.
Yeah.
You got to see Darkseid, and he looks an absolute beast.
Also, as well, the story as well it was so much better. Like everything made so much more sense.
Mm. It's not like they just came down to Earth and they were just like, we're just going to take all your mother boxes and destroy Earth.
And then it was also like when they were going to try and resurrect Superman, there was this. It wasn't just like they just go to it in the first one. It was now like we've got to get everyone out. We've got to be careful because Steppenwolf's going to come and try and get the mother box if we activate it. There was so much more behind it, and it was so much better.
And then you saw like Cyborg's dad obviously sacrifice himself. The mother box as well. I think I can't remember what he. I don't remember what else he remember what he did, but it's just trying to explain it. Like,
also
he didn't like trying to destroy it. He like wouldn't he like turn it off or something?
No. He tried to make it hot.
So they could locate it.
It was the hottest substance ever.
Yeah, so Batman could locate it.
So they could locate it
with his satellites and that.
Also, I want to put something about Cyborg's his dad's death. They brushed off it very quickly.
I mean, they did. It was like your dad's dead, your mother died.
They
in a car
brushed
crash.
it off like it was nothing. The mother one was like, because obviously he hated his dad for what happened.
I don't think he even shed a tear, did he? Cyborg was just like.
Cyborg was like, no.
Yeah, my dad's dead.
It was literally like you know that Jeremy Clarkson meme. It's like, oh no. Anyway, it was literally that. It was literally like that. It's like no, and then all of a sudden he's like, oh my god, wait! I realised what my dad was trying to do.
It's like Terminator, just no emotions.
Yeah. And then it was like, be careful, he's just lost his dad. And I'm like, it doesn't look like it.
Yeah, Aquaman seems more worried for him than Cyborg himself.
Aquaman I felt like Aquaman lost his dad rather than Cyborg.
He's just lost his father. Give him time. Cyborg's like, so what's the next mission, lads?
Yeah. Cyborg's like, what are we doing now, boys? What's going on?
Yeah.
Just like,
I do like this thing. I think there was a bit when when Bruce Wayne went back to his own house, didn't he? Obviously, he lives in this new place next to the lake, but didn't he move back towards the end and say we're going to have a round table, 6 chairs? And then Wonder Woman goes maybe for some. Put some more
there's room for more. There's room for more. Yeah.
I can't remember if that was actually Wayne building or not. Wayne Manor.
Oh, Wayne Manor. But I think it was. I think it was.
I think it'd be good if they actually rebuilt it. But I think overall all the arcs of the characters did so well. I think Lois Lane. I think they used her perfectly in terms of they didn't just like.
Yeah, it wasn't just like Alfred, get to Plan B.
Yeah,
it was now like Lois did it because like she saw him. It wasn't like we need it just in case it all goes tits up.
They did very well making Cyborg like the focal point, not the focal point in the film, but they made him
They just made him a character. It wasn't like the side piece that was like, yeah, this is the thing. It was like a proper main character of a film. Yeah.
And they did very, very well with that. And it wasn't just like the previous one where I felt it was just more of like a reunion between Lois and Superman saves the day. It wasn't like that anymore. I think they did very, very well. Obviously, I love the flashback to when Darkseid first came to Earth and they fought people like Zeus. That was sick.
I know what you mean. Yeah, that one.
Obviously a Green Lantern there as well. So obviously we know that, and Darkseid kept talking about the multiverse. So obviously it's basically confirmed that that's a thing. So we are definitely going to see in the future Green Lantern and Zeus and all this and that. Obviously we've got Black Woman, Flash, and all this. So yeah, I think it's going to be brilliant. Obviously we've got Green Arrow. There's rumors that Charlie Hunnam could be the Green Arrow, which would be sick.
Do you mean, wait. Do you mean Black Adam?
No.
You said Black Woman.
Green. When did I say Black Woman? I said Black Adam.
Yeah, I thought it sounded to me like you said Black Woman. That's why I was like, do you mean
go back.
Adam?
Well, I'm pretty sure I said Black Adam, but I don't know. Anyway,
I'll go back after we've done it. But yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, and then you had things like because in CW, obviously you had Ezra Miller's Flash at the end of season 6. Kind of have a crossover in the Flashpoint with Grant Gustin's Flash. So apparently Grant Gustin's going to be in the Flash movie, and we know Ben Affleck's coming back to be in the movie. Obviously got Michael Keaton as Batman as well. We don't know if that's the Michael Keaton from the original Batman or it's just someone from another Earth who just happens to be Michael Keaton again, like they did with Quicksilver in Marvel. But I'm very much looking forward to the future prospects and obviously future projects. But I think there's a YouTuber called Magnus. Have you heard of him? He's like this.
Is that the male version of Agatha Harkness?
No. I can see what you're getting at. But he basically interviewed Zack Snyder and he asked him questions that basically everyone wants to know. And he said, if this movie is successful, will you be given the go-ahead by Warner Brothers, whatever, or will you push for to carry out your
like
to carry out your vision, because he did Man of Steel, he did Batman versus
Superman, and now he's done
Superman, and obviously he did Justice League. The original Justice League was, obviously I told you about that. Like his original one was to get Lois to marry, or not marry, but like fall in love with Batman and etc. etc.
That you just reminded me as well. There was that scene. Keep doing your point. I'll write it down so I don't forget. But keep doing your point.
Okay. You keep writing. That was the original thing where Zach had an idea of Lois, basically getting with Bruce. They had a child. Lois dies by Darkseid or something. Flash goes back in time.
I remember you telling me this, and I was like, "What?"
Batman then steps in the way of Lois's blast or whatever, or how she dies. Batman dies, and then Lois brings up with Superman their child, and they call it Bruce. That's basically what Zack originally wanted. He changed it. Obviously, he made this cut. It was brilliant, but obviously he got like fired, so to speak. And I think it was his daughter died or something. And he obviously went away, and then we got the new cut, which was terrible. And this is why we've got this cut now, and that's why they are. Magnus asked him if this is successful, which it clearly is going to be and is at the moment, and it seems to be doing the numbers. Everyone seems to love it. Obviously, would you like to? Do you want to? And would you push for it to carry out your Snyder version of what we get? So obviously, the films that came out like Aquaman and obviously Wonder Woman 84 like that, they're prequels, but Aquaman, like, it still makes sense with the Snyder cut, because it wasn't like they kept referring to Justice League. Obviously, what's his name? Jason Momoa, actually, like, he was buzzing. He was like, for like 4 years straight, he was begging for the Snyder cut to come out, because I love that. He loved his character in the film. He thought Justice League was actually a part of crap. He made that very evident. He even made a post on Instagram, I think. He might have deleted it, but he did. But I think, and like things like Shazam as well, like they've got all these characters to bring in, and then you've obviously got the Suicide Squad. Apparently, Will Smith he's not in the new Suicide Squad film, but apparently he's not given up being Deadshot yet. But we'll see. But I do think after this we are going. Apparently, Justice League 2 is going to be based in the Nightmare timeline, which is. Oh. Let's talk about that scene for a sec. So in the Nightmare bit at the end, so there's the 15 minutes, wasn't it?
It wasn't. I wouldn't say 15 minutes. It was like 5-10. But there's like an epilogue scene.
There's a good analog between Batman and Joker.
It was like this Nightmare scene. It had Batman. It was Cyborg, Flash, Deadshot, and
Deathstroke, not Deadshot.
Thank you. Deadshot's completely different. Deathstroke and.
You had
whatever Amber Heard.
Amber Heard's character, yeah. Apparently she's going to get axed from Aquaman too, so we'll see.
And then we also had Joker, Jared Leto's Joker back. We already knew that, but
yeah. Because you remember when Batman? Was it the bit when Cyborg touched the mother box when there was a flash to the Nightmare verse when like Aquaman was dead. And all this and that. I think that led on from that.
When Wonder Woman was being burnt.
Yeah, something like that.
Like, that was when they were trying to resurrect Superman. He was like one, and then all of a sudden he got this vision of Wonder Woman being burnt, and Aquaman's like Darkseid taking. Did it show Aquaman being dead? I don't think it.
He got stabbed against the thing.
Oh yeah,
with the trident. Yeah, and that's why in the Nightmare thing, that's why Amber Heard's there, because she says like I'm going to avenge his death, because in the Nightmare, Aquaman's dead, and I think Wonder Woman's dead as well.
Well, yeah, we saw her get burned. You fucking idiot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I said. But and then you saw, but the enemy is Superman. But that's why the line in the Nightmare timeline in Batman vs Superman, when you see Superman come down and then you see him capture Batman, he says, "She was my world, and you took her from me." That line makes so much more sense now.
Well, yeah.
Because everyone was just like, well, what's this crap then? What's this Nightmare crap? It makes so much more sense.
It makes so much sense now. We didn't get it in the first Justice League, did we? So
yeah,
it made
I know.
No sense, yeah.
But I don't see why. I can see why they did the Nightmare kind of like timeline. I don't know how it was created, or if it's literally just in Bruce's head, because he keeps dreaming about it, and he says it's not dreams. He says it's literally like happening. But it was weird. But I think Zack Snyder says that Justice League 2 is actually most of the film will be based in the Nightmare timeline. So I don't know how they're going to tie them two together, or if it's just going to be two completely different films.
It might just be that. It might just be like Oh no, Lewis is dead. Bam, nightmare.
Yeah.
What?
one way
Yeah, that's one way to do it. Okay, so two points, because you reminded me of this. Lewis, when there was that bit where she was when she was in
You say
bed.
Lewis.
Lois.
You said Lewis.
Lois. I don't know how you say it. It doesn't matter. You know what I meant.
Lewis.
Lane, when she was in bed and then she was like thinking about going back to work, she opened a drawer and obviously she got out her report card thing, whatever, reporter tag thing.
Yeah.
Inside the drawer also was a pregnancy test.
Mm-hmm.
Is that so?
Well, that could be Batman's. They made no arc to do with Batman with Lois, so
No.
it's probably Superman's.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So is there going to be a super baby?
Well, in the Superman and Lois series, they've already had 2 kids in the CW, so yeah.
So why not in the film? Why not in
Probably
the film?
going to happen.
Hell yeah, they got it down. Okay. Anyway,
I think with this multiverse, they're just going to bring everyone together. CW
Basically,
plus DC. And
well, no,
everything. It's going to be like Marvel. Marvel bringing everything together, and DC will do the same.
yeah. But I think also it'll be Wonder Woman, Bruce Wayne, rather than.
You think?
Yeah, they hinted at that. They did the hand thing in the computer. It was like
Oh,
they
they
grabbed
touched
hands,
each other in the mouth. Oh, isn't that cute?
No,
I
they were
know what you
definitely
mean.
doing
I
a
know what
bit
you
of flirting in there. Yeah, definitely.
I mean, one's
And then that leaves
Exactly,
Cyborg and Flash.
fuck's sake. And the Black Adam just comes in and says, "Oh, it's just mine."
Shazam. Anyway,
Alakazam. Green Lantern. No, I'm gonna make my own babies.
no one wants Green Lantern after that film.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, after this film, they've got so many characters to bring in. Obviously, you've got Green Arrow and Arsenal, and then you've got Zeus and Green Lantern. You've got all these major characters that are yet to bring in.
Yeah.
That's what they did with Marvel. They started off the main 6, and obviously in Justice League they started off the main 6, and then eventually it
expanded. Yeah.
Zach did say, I think he has a very good chance, and I feel like we are going to get now Man of Steel 2, possibly Man of Steel 3, an Aquaman sequel, a Flash and Flash sequels. We get the Suicide Squad, and they'll tie into the Justice League. We'll get more about the Nightmare timeline, and then we'll obviously get the main timeline with Justice League 2 and 3, and then somehow maybe Ben Affleck's Batman dies because he dies of age, maybe dies in like Diana's arms or something, and then I don't know, the multiverse comes in, and then Patterson, obviously has his trilogy of Batman films, and bang, he's the new Batman. And the new DC with the multiverse. But I don't know how hopefully Zach gets to like see out his vision.
Yeah, it does look good, so I hope so. The epilogue scene, or scenes rather, we obviously had the one where it kind of like just was like ending the film with the with like the cyborg and the message that his dad left on that recorder. Then they had the Lex Luthor.
That was in the original one.
It wasn't well, partly because the ending is different.
Yeah.
Because obviously in the original one it was like, well, they're forming it, so we just have to form a league of our own. How dead. But this one,
up a perfect like series or film for Ben Affleck, because he needs his own series or film as Batman.
This one was good though, because it ended with him saying, "Batman is Bruce Wayne," and it's like, oh, it's like a Peter Parker Spider-Man one from Far From Home. Oh, interesting. But and then it went to then it did the nightmare scene, and then Bruce Wayne woke up and Martian Manhunter came and was like, "Hi, I've been here this entire time, but I haven't helped at all. But now I'm here."
I just banged up about Man of Steel saying, "Superman, we need your help," when really I was a superhuman the whole time.
Exactly. But what I will say is, if these were post-credit scenes, I'd be fine with it. It just seemed a bit weird that they were kind of like back to back. It just seemed a bit forced upon. But no, that's just being picky or something. But I think overall, well done. If you rate it
out of 10, what are you giving it?
I'll give it an 8.
I'll give it an 8.5.
I'll give it an 8. I think it's a solid 8. I think that's fair enough.
There's definitely things I would
what
I
you
would
do?
add or change, but
What
they're
would you-
overall solid.
what was? How did it start as well? I'm trying to remember how it started. Like the opening scene, because the original one was that stupid Superman thing where his lip was like awful. Because it was that
crap.
yeah, because that was the majority of the film. But yeah, because it was when they did it was with the camera and the phone with the kids, and it was
It
like
started with Ben Affleck going, didn't it, to go to Aquaman's place, didn't it, to go and meet him? Was that how it started? Batman, Bruce Wayne.
I
He went
think it
over
started-
to Aquaman's
Oh no,
place.
no! It started with Superman dying. It started off with the sound things, wasn't it? The sound.
Oh
waves
yeah,
that
they had that little bit when
That's how. It
yeah,
started.
Bruce Wayne was just like, I promised on his grave,
Yeah.
I will make this team.
Yeah.
I spent years trying to separate us. Now I must bring them together.
And also there wasn't as much green screen in this as well, was there? As opposed to the other film. The other film just like it had green screen after green screen. Because like with the Aquaman bit in the first one, it was green screen. This one was proper. It was like he actually genuinely walked in the water.
Yeah, I actually do think that. Well, actually, no. Zach's. I think it's already confirmed. This is coming out on DVD, 4K first. So
Probably.
obviously, I'm going to as soon as it comes out, I'm going to grab it and
Yeah.
chuck the old one away in the bin.
What do you mean? Why do you not want that one where it ends with all this red stuff everywhere and yeah, it just looks like an awful.
It's a pearl of shit, mate.
But yeah, do you think? Because I just to finish off with Justice League, 'cause we've still got Falcon Winter Soldier to talk about. Do you think it could have been shorter? Do you think there's anything in there that could have been cut out that would have been like, yeah?
Well, this originally was meant to be 2 films.
What?
You can see how this
Oh,
film
yeah, that's true,
it wouldn't really have made sense in 2 films
No.
because otherwise the first film would have literally just been them introducing all 6 characters. Now it'd have been crap.
Yeah, it probably would have ended after maybe when they were like we need him back, and then it's that bit where Cyborg shows off the protection of Superman. That's probably where it ended, but not much would have happened by then.
I do think this film needed to be 4 hours for it to be successful. The way he made it. If it was any shorter, if it was 3.5 hours, I think you could have done it in 3.5 hours if you cut out all like the fucking slow motion flash scenes.
Yeah.
But if
Speed
you
that up. Oh my god, we've gained another 2 hours. Oh my god. For all the slow.
If you just speed it up a bit on the remote, you will be be able to make lunchtime. But I think it was a very solid film. I think the previous one was about a 2-3 out of 10. It was absolutely crap. This one was so much better. Zack Snyder deserves this, and he deserves to see out his whole vision because apparently this is not canon. This actually, like future prospects, if they do DC prospects, it will be based off the original Justice League film, not this one. But obviously, no one's going to see that. So everyone's pushing for Zack Snyder to see out his Justice League vision and do Man of Steel 2 and 3 and a Batman series of film with against Deathstroke and obviously with Joker, and then you got the Suicide Squad with James Gunn, them tying in, then you got the Green Arrow, and then you can bring other producers and executive producers to do things like Green Arrow and etc. You got the Flash movie as well with Ben Affleck coming back. He needs to get back in shape because he's a fat fucker right now. But yeah, and then obviously you got Justice League 2 and 3, and then they can do whatever they want. Then they can just sell it, or they can just completely reboot the whole thing in 10 years' time. But I just want to see his visions seen out and all of them finish their arcs. I don't want to see Henry Cavill just bugger off to Marvel and become Captain Britain, no matter how good that would seem. I want him to finish being Superman before he does anything else.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think this film could have been much shorter. I think there's definitely like very minor scenes, like when Aquaman was going in the water the first time. There was those girls that was sinning, and like she sniffed his top, and it was just like, is that needed? Not really. So it could have been shorter, but not by much. And like you said, if they sped up a couple of the slow mo scenes, it would have saved a bit of time. But yeah, I think there's not much. There's not many scenes that you could have cut out of this.
There's not really a scene where you can like a big chunk of a scene which you could have
just
taken out the film.
Just take out the film because otherwise it wouldn't have made much sense. Yeah, I agree. But yeah, no. But overall, very positive, much better. More of the same, please. Okay, so now to finish off, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. The first episode came. For some reason, I was up at 7 a.m. this morning, and I went to just check to see if it was there. It was there. So I don't know what time it came out, because obviously with One Division, you had to wait until 8 a.m. because it was midnight, etc. So I don't know.
That was just an agreement, wasn't it, with HBO?
What are you talking about? This is Disney Plus, you idiot.
No, like the Zack Snyder thing. They created an agreement with HBO to bring it out in the UK, but they didn't want to bring it out I think it was like.
I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about Falcon and Winter Soldier.
No, but you were comparing them, weren't you? You were just saying.
No, One Division. One Division. I was comparing One Division with Falcon and Winter Soldier.
I thought you compared like.
No. I was saying One Division came out at 8 a.m. every Friday, but when I went on,
Zack came out at 8 a.m. as well.
Oh, I don't care about that. We've moved past that, Charlie. We're Marvel, not DC.
Well, I'm just saying, like.
Anyway.
Companies have to agree deals.
I get that. But when I went on Disney Plus at 7 a.m., Falcon and Winter Soldier was already out. So I was very confused. I was very confused. But anyway, that's just me being picky. I'm not complaining though. I get to see it earlier. Doesn't matter. But Falcon and Winter Soldier. This is episode 1 of 6. There was only 6 episodes. A bit longer than what the One Division episodes were. Still 10 minutes of credits though. No pressure. It was more.
I know what you mean. Yes.
Don't start getting picky, Charlie. Otherwise, I will pick up a fucking fight.
Just correcting you, mate.
You know what I mean. So don't try and be this kind of guy.
Only but the facts.
No post-credit scene or anything. But what were your thoughts on this first episode?
First episode overall very solid. The action scenes were absolutely brilliant. I think they brought in. You got to see more of Falcon's background about obviously him living on the boat with his sister, and you got to see a bit about his background, which we haven't really seen before. Mate, I love that scene where you saw Bucky back as Winter Soldier for a little bit in the past when he was. Yeah,
I was confused with that. I was like, whoa, wait, what?
Yeah, 'cause I thought you would get like a I don't know, like a 30 years ago scene or something like that. I don't know, like.
Yeah, but no, it generally just went straight into it, and it was making you think. Actually, wait, is he?
You kind of quickly understood that it was in the past, but it did very well. And then I loved how it tied into the guy who he talks to. He's like the old man is his father. He hasn't told him yet that he killed him.
And I think spoilers again, by the way. But I think also when he went back to the apartment, I think he was going to tell him, but obviously he saw the shrine and was like, fuck, I can't tell you.
And there's this new company that they're basically, obviously, we don't know yet if they're working with Zemo or not. I think they probably will be.
It's not a company, it's a gang.
It's
not a company. They've got like millions of pounds fed into them to make.
I just called it that because
there's a gang. It's like a gang of super
new
baddie,
new baddie batch.
It's a gang of super
I don't know. They're just robbing stuff and doing bad people, and Falcon and Winter Soldier got to team up and kill him. But Falcon and Winter Soldier in this episode haven't met yet. We haven't seen Zemo, and we know that obviously about Winter Soldier. Bucky needs to tell the old man that he killed his son, which is another interesting part of the episode. Which
that will be interesting to see. Sure. Yeah, that will be interesting to see how that develops. That kind of thing. I wonder, like, if at the end he's like, by the way, I killed your son. Don't know when.
I think they'll make it a very emotional scene.
Oh
I don't know if it'll be like the next episode or they'll drag it out to like the 6th episode. It'll just come away with it, and then
I don't think it'll be in the finale. I think it'll be dragged on for a couple of episodes, and like midway through, they'll be like, he'll tell him.
We need to talk.
Yeah, we need to talk. Let me talk. And anyway, but yeah, I've made some notes. But yeah, I agree. I liked the fact that we finally saw an insight into Falcon and Bucky's life. I
did love Falcon's opening scene though.
Oh yeah, that was brilliant. Yeah, that was the main action scene in this episode. And
obviously we got that guy from Winter Soldier back. He's dead.
I have put his name.
He was able to escape.
It was George Bratrock. Bratrock. I had to Google it. So don't blame me. I have Googled the cast, and that was apparently his name. So don't blame me if that's incorrect. Blame Google.
I'll take it. I'll take your word.
But yeah, there was. Oh yeah, I'll talk about this first. The cameo from Don Cheadle as well. brief appearance.
I did say he was going to be in it. I don't know if he'll be in it again, but he might be.
Actually, you did.
Or we'll get to see him as War Machine.
Yeah, you did make that shout last week, didn't you? Yeah, I forgot. Fair enough. Wait, what? You mean if we see him again in the series?
Yeah.
Okay, I was going to say because I was like, well, there's going to be a whole TV series with him in it, so that's what I was like so confused.
That's about something else, isn't it? About Iron Man tech getting in the wrong hands.
Yeah, Armor Wars. But yeah, it's setting up the bad guys, like you said. I will be honest with you. I don't know how you feel about him, but I'm not overly a big fan of Torres. I'm not saying he's annoying or anything. There's just something about him that just irritates me a bit. I don't know what it is. There's just something. There's something. It was just like you're going in there with a phone, and it was the fact that like he's seen that guy absolutely demolish that police officer by throwing up against the wall and everything. And what does he do? He pulls off his mask, showing that he's a good guy, and is like, "I'm gonna have to arrest you for that, I'm afraid." Like, well, you've just seen him demolish that dude, and then he gets demolished as well.
With that, son.
What did you expect? Like, it was just like, I'm just like, you're so stupid. And that just made me be like, should I like him, or should I just think you're absolutely stupid?
Yeah, but we don't actually know who that guy is yet, because I'm pretty sure it's not Zemo.
He's the guy on the ground. He's the man on the ground, apparently, or whatever they said. He's like, I'm your guy on the ground.
Yeah,
when they were doing it.
We still don't know, because he looks like he could be like another Winter Soldier or something. Because it's not
really. He didn't look like it in that bloody fight scene. I'll tell you that much. Maybe he.
Not him. I'm on about the guy who like took him down.
Oh yeah, no. They're probably like. I think they've got the super soldiers in them.
Yeah, I think they have, because it obviously isn't Zemo or the guy from.
I do think Zemo is one either working with them, or two will eventually work with them later on in the series.
Yeah,
I do think that much.
Because we did, obviously we got seeing Captain America Civil War when they went to that place when Captain America and Iron Man fought before they after they truced, but Bucky was talking about like the Winter Soldiers. They were like, are they like you? And he just goes, worse. They'll take a whole country down in one night. You wouldn't even see them coming. They were the best of the best. But we never actually got to see like more of them. We got to see a little clip in the past of them, Bucky getting defeated by them, and they had to try and escape. But we never actually got to see them. So maybe this is a little like bit of the super serum getting sort of, I don't know, like leaked, or they found it.
Well,
there was that. Him.
I know. I was about to say in the first Avenger.
It'd be good if it was a new Winter Soldier. That'd be sick.
I don't think it is. Because I think I think they're their own gang. Because he said that there were people that preferred it when when half the universe was dead, pretty much, or gone. That's what the gang is. It's like when they thought that life was better then. But another thing as well. One more thing before I get into some of my stupid notes that I made. When Bucky went to see that guy after his... Well, actually, there's 2 points now I want to make. When Bucky went to meet the guy, the father of the son he killed, there was that book that he opened, and there was a name in it. And it was very briefly. It was only for a couple of seconds. And I was just thinking, is that like, is that the father? Is that the name of the father? I don't know if the
Son, the Holy Spirit. Be with
I don't know if that's the dad. I don't know if that's the son name, and that's he needed to kill him. I don't know, or if it's the date that he went on. I'm just theorizing. I'm not saying this is true or anything. But I was just wondering if that name was either or of them, and he's trying to get close to try and stop them. But also I want to make the point as well is that Bucky literally can pull anyone like that, and I'm really jealous.
He's also got no friends.
I've been trying. Hey, maybe. Well, I relate to that, so it's fine. Yeah, I do. We only do this podcast so we can go on YouTube. We're not friends. We only do this podcast, and that's fine. I'm kidding. But a couple of stupid points as well I want to make.
kind of feel bad for Bucky though in the episode.
Oh yeah, no. I do sympathise with him. Yeah, 100%. Apart from the bit where he goes on a date, I'm
trying
jealous
to
of
make
that.
him like sympathise in that. But with Falcon, I don't know. Is he going to get that loan? You're going to have to wait and see.
Also, I wanna point out as well, if any girls are interested in going on a date with me, hit me up.
Why is this relevant? How have you managed
to
to pull that into this podcast? Why?
Because Bucky went on a date, and look, battleships and that. Hey,
it's bloody acting.
If you're into battleships, I'm happily play a game of battleships with you as well.
Don't.
Anyway, a couple of the stupid points.
Don't get it wrong. Sebastian Stan is a good-looking geese.
Oh yeah, yeah, of course. A couple of stupid points.
Don't make that gay.
No, I'm not. I genuinely he is a good.
Not you. I mean the audience.
Oh, I see. But a couple of stupid points, a couple of stupid notes that I made. Right at the start, Sam has the shield on his bed, and then he puts it straight back in the cover thing, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Why is it
new Captain America now? Fucking.
Why is it on the bed in the first place? Does he sleep with it? Like, does he sleep with it on?
Probably just put it there, hasn't he? Just to look at it.
But why is it? But why is it out? Like, I don't get why it's out, and then he just puts it in the bag again. Like, I don't get that anyway. And when you were talking about the loan, there was obviously that scene where
you really do make a fuss of the littlest things.
This is what I mean. And then
go with it.
And then you were talking about the loan, and there was that scene where it was him and his sister at the bank trying to get the loan. And you know what?
Just rob the fucker. You've got all the tools.
The guy actually made a good point, and I put this down here. How do superheroes actually get paid?
Because probably don't get paid, but they probably just get everything they wanted to buy anyway for them. Like they lived at the quarters, didn't they? Like you could live at the Avengers Tower, the new place, couldn't you? Like that's where they lived.
They had to go out and get them food and whatnot. They didn't get paid for that. They had to go out and buy it themselves.
Yeah, obviously, like. It was Iron Man when he had all the money, so he probably obviously set them all up with houses and shit, and able to give them money to live off. Like he wasn't just gonna like you work for me and you get no income.
But then
I hope your kids all die of starvation.
No, but then he stopped doing the. He stopped with Stark Industries, didn't he? With the
but he still probably funded in the Avengers, didn't he? Surely, because
but that money's going to run out eventually.
He was the reason it's so like bloody big and like. Well, they got
anyway,
all the top-notch facilities.
That was an interesting question. And one last point that I put on here. When there was the therapy scene between Bucky and his therapist, there was a lot of it was the close-ups of them, and it was just going back and forth between them being really close up. I felt really uncomfortable with that. It was really close up, and I didn't like it. And I was just like, "Can you just back up?"
Close up scenes between.
It was literally like the camera was like it was just their face, and I'm like, "Can you just back away a bit?" It just made me feel a bit uncomfortable. I'm just like a bit too close to them, you know. I felt a bit too close. Like, can you just back up a bit?
All right, fair enough.
But that was my last point that I had.
Okay, well. To be fair, overall, I would give this first episode a solid 9 out of 10. I think it was very good in terms of introducing.
Okay.
Not introducing because we know the characters, but maybe some new characters.
Well, you can say that, but
we still haven't seen that woman yet. It's what's her name?
I know her name, but I'm gonna let you name her because this is gonna be hilarious.
It's gonna be her thingies. Is it a niece or something? Or was it
the one that Captain America kissed in Civil War?
Yeah. What was her name again?
I know her name.
Just tell me, for God's sake. I don't know.
Nah, this is the content that people want. Have a guess. Have one guess.
No.
Have one guess.
Just
even a nickname, even a surname. Have just a surname or something.
A surname?
Just a guess. Go on.
I'm trying to remember the bloody thing because I know it's Hayley Atwell, but I'm trying to remember bloody name. What's her bloody name again?
Wait, what? No, Hayley Atwell's is the one that Captain America actually.
But I'm trying to guess her name, so she has the same surname as her.
Oh right, I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you 5 more seconds because we do need to move on to the end.
Yeah, just say it. I don't need to like.
Her name's Sharon Carter.
Yeah, Carter. That's it. Yeah, Agent Carter. That was it.
My God. Carter. Call yourself a Marvel fan. How
What's up,
bloody
Joe?
dare you? What? At least I know the names of the bloody characters. But yeah, she has.
She's an irrelevant little character.
She's not though. She's been in 2 films.
What for there? Like 2 minutes.
No, she was a fairly significant role in Winter Soldier.
What, the neighbour who was just like, you can use my laundry basket if you want.
Yeah, and then she was like, I'm Sharon Carter. I'm here.
You can shag me if you want. You shag my fucking grandmum or whatever. It's my turn.
Okay, let's move the conversation off of this because this is just getting very weird now.
It's probably true though.
I'd give it a solid 7. Nothing wrong with the episode at all. Just trying to set everything up. That's it. And that's what I expected. I expected it just to be set everything up. I didn't expect anything more. I don't expect any surprises or anything like that. I just expected just to set up everything, and I'm sure it's just going to get even better as the season progresses.
Yes, I'm sure. And I think the next episode you'll definitely see Falcon. You'll definitely see Sam and Bucky unite.
Yeah.
And
And
I think you that's what you like, wasn't it? No, I'm joking. So and then you'll see. I think we'll get to see.
Hey, you're the one
Zemo.
that thinks Sebastian Stan looks good looking. So
yeah, he's a good looking guy. You can appreciate a good looking guy. Chris Hemsworth is a good looking guy. I'm a good looking guy.
He actually is, though. He actually is.
No, I'm joking. But I think you'll get to see Bucky and Sam finally. Whether that'll be straight away or like mid episode. I think
I think it'll be early on. I don't think it'll be straight away.
I think we'll also. I mean, they've only got 6 episodes, really, haven't they? They kind of need to get on with it. And then
they're going to be longer episodes.
Yeah, and then you've got obviously Carter. She'll come into it, and then you've got
What's her first name?
Zemo, and then you've got
what's the first name, Charlie? What's the first name?
Sarah. But,
Sarah? What are you on about?
Sarah.
Sarah?
Shit, I'm calling her Carter. Basically, and then you've got who's that Torres guy, isn't it?
Wow, even though I said her name literally a minute ago, you're still.
Just how much I don't give a shit.
You're not a Marvel fan.
Don't call me you're not that Marvel fan. You're not a DC fan.
Yeah, but we're not talking about DC anymore. We're talking about Marvel.
No, but
I know their names, Charlie.
Deathstroke, and you didn't know the difference between Deathstroke and Deadshot. And
I made that mistake.
Kieran Tierney, so you have no fucking.
That was last week. You can't bring that up anymore. That was last week. You can't do that to me.
You've had howlers, all right? Come on.
I've had howlers, yeah, but
there's
I haven't claimed.
There's a difference between forgetting the name and getting the name completely wrong.
I don't claim myself to be a DC fan. Like I enjoyed the films, but like I don't go. Yeah, I'm a big DC.
She's
fan.
an outside character. I couldn't give 2 shits about.
She's not though. She's been in a couple of the films. She's not an outside character anymore.
Well, she is. That's what an outside character is. A main character or like a significant character. It's like even like Don Cheadle. He's not like a main character, is he? But he's just a side character.
He's
not, is he? Has he had his own film?
Films.
So in Iron Man, is he a main character? No.
I'd say so. I'd say
Pepper Potts is more of a main character than him.
Well, yeah, no, I'd say that they were a similar level actually.
No, that's what a side character is. She is just like an irrelevant piece of shit that's just been put in there as a granddaughter. I don't know. I like to see her character development.
I don't think she was a granddaughter.
I think she was a. It was.
I think it was a niece.
Like a great niece or something.
Sharon.
It was a niece or granddaughter.
Carter.
I got a feeling it's a great niece. But Joe, you should know this because you're a hardcore Marvel fan.
Eh? Oh, okay, right, okay. Thank God.
I think she mentions it actually.
Yeah, so she's the grand niece, but originally she was actually the younger sister of Peggy. But that was in the comics, so don't worry about it.
Right. Okay.
That's what's so confused.
They switched that up then.
Yeah.
But
they gone from sisters to great niece.
Excellent. She was my idol.
Yeah. But yeah, what are you expecting in the next episode, Charlie? Obviously, you've already said that they'll finally meet
Sam
up.
and Bucky will meet. I think we'll get introduction to Zemo. We'll get more about the the gang and stuff, and them doing more bad stuff. Maybe we'll get. Well, obviously, I think it'll be a very comedy scenes. Maybe Sam will finally get that loan. But
and maybe Bucky will get laid with that girl that he went on a date with.
That Asian chick, yeah.
Yeah. Also, I don't get that. Or like straight away, it was like, oh yeah, you should ask her on a date. They don't know each other at all. And he,
but that's just because it's Sebastian
and he
Stan.
gets it just like that. I've been trying my goddamn. Well, I probably haven't been trying my best, but I've been trying, and it ain't working. What am I doing wrong? Do I just need to go?
Maybe,
to a bar
maybe,
with an
maybe
old
it's the
dude?
girls, mate. Maybe the girls just think that you're just in another league to them, just way above them, and they just think they can't get you. They just don't even bother. They don't even go there.
I'm trying.
You've got to go for
I'm
the
trying.
super.
But
mate.
like I
You've got to
said,
go for the
if anyone wants a game of Battleships or Scrabble or anything like that, hit me up.
Okay.
My YouTube's down in the description below. If you click on that and
Probably don't put it in the comment section. Probably make it a bit of a private DM.
No. This is what I'm about to say. Go on my YouTube channel. My Instagram's on there. Hit me up. That's all I'm gonna say. Imagine if this works. If this
podcast,
if this
not
works.
Tinder.
No, I've tried. Tinder.
The audience doesn't give two shits about your love life.
Tinder's kind of working, kind of not working.
Right, okay, we could. That's not for the podcast. That's for a little conversation between us two. But right, okay. So, love the first episode. Looking forward to next Friday. I've got high expectations. I really hope. Shut the fuck up. I really hope Zack Snyder gets to see out his vision, and we get to see all the movies and series that we want to see. And hopefully we actually get to see a HBO Max UK in the UK. That'd be brilliant.
And hopefully Liverpool will win the Champions League.
And hopefully they don't. And
no, that would be cool though, because if Man United win the Europa League, then it'll be the Liverpool versus Man United in the Super Cup.
Yeah, I can see that, but
Cool.
I just can't see Liverpool winning it. If you need to win it,
hold on a minute.
You're not completely out top four yet. You're not completely
Hold on a minute. You've just contradicted yourself there, my friend. And I'll tell you why. You said that you can see a Liverpool versus Man United Super Cup, but you can't see Liverpool win the Champions League.
No, as in like I think that would be like very good. Like I would love to see that. It would be good to see
different
that,
way the way you word and stuff today is very different to how you explain it afterwards. But okay.
As in, like, when I mean I can see, I know what you mean. Like originally, you can see it happening. As in, like future, I think it would happen. But I meant as in, like it would be good to see. Like I can see.
Well, Charlie can confirm that Liverpool will now win the Champions League because he does see a Liverpool versus Man United.
I see Liverpool winning it in 2055 or where.
You know what?
Wait another 30 years.
You know what? If they do win the Champions League in 2055, fair play. Fair play.
Make a note that you got on your notepad right now. Make a note of that right now.
Liverpool to win Champions League in 2055. There you go. Done. Champions League 2055.
Noted.
Noted down. But anyway, that is the end of this podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
This episode.
It's been a long one, but it's been a good one as well. We've had a lot to talk about. We've had a good discussion. But yeah.
Do you want to talk about? Well, I know Line of Duty's out, but do we want to talk about that in the next episode?
In the next episode, we can because
we both watch it.
We are big fans of Line of Duty, and it is coming out on the Sunday. So
we've got Kong Skull Island and Kong versus Godzilla as well, haven't we? That's coming out next week, isn't it?
Oh, is it? Well, that I'm assuming that will be. I'm assuming that will be on Sky as well then.
Is it 24th of March?
Let me double check. Let me just double check. But yeah, we could talk about Line of Duty. We could briefly talk about it as well.
Yeah, because Joe watched it, and obviously it started in 2012. I haven't seen it. I just binged all 5 seasons in a couple of weeks.
It is coming out 24th. So
Yeah,
that is next week. So it's coming out Wednesday.
Right. So yeah, I'll be sure to watch that, and we can give our review on that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
A lot of people do like a well, it's just different because YouTube channels, they usually just do like a review and then they wait like a week or two, and then let everyone see it, and then they do a spoiler review. As well as this, we just go straight into a spoiler review. So yeah, we'll at least make it known, because it's a podcast, we're not just gonna like one episode when we've seen it, do a review, like a non-spoiler, and then a week later, when everyone's seen it, we're going to do a spoiler review. We're just going to talk about spoilers pretty much straight away. So as long as we put it in the title, we should be fine.
I also think it's very difficult to do a good review without spoilers.
Yeah, you can only say like it's a good film, it's a bad film. Yeah. The arcs are very good.
I like.
You can talk about like the emotions and things like that. Yeah.
I liked this, but I can't tell you what this is. You know, like. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, that is going to be the end of the podcast. Thank you everybody so much for watching. If you did enjoy, leave a like, subscribe down below, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode.
Yeah.
And make sure girls hit me up. Anyway, I've been Joe.
And I've been Charlie.
And we will see you in the next episode. Take care, everyone.
In a bit.